Jimmy Thái xin kính chào quý vị khán giả của đài VNTV San Diego. Thưa quý vị, hôm nay xin mời quý vị gặp gỡ một nhà giáo dục, một nhà lãnh đạo, và anh đã thành lập ra cái cơ quan PowerMentor 16 năm rồi. Đó là tiến sĩ Kevin LaChapelle. Hello, Kevin.
How are you?
Very good. Yeah. Now, can you start it out with telling our audience a little bit about yourself and how long you've been working in this field?
Sure. So PowerMentor was founded in 1999.
Okay.
So we've been working quite a while. My background was in law enforcement.
All right.
And I worked a lot with gangs and inner city type of challenges.
Right.
And so I've always been able to continue kind of in that. I currently am a professor teaching at the university level,
Okay.
and then I also work in healthcare. But PowerMentor is my passion, and that's basically helping find individuals and helping them find purpose in their life, and to where they actually change the direction and start having purposeful life and do great things.
Wow, that's a powerful message.
Absolutely.
Now, how many kids have you been helped since 1999?
Wouldn't even be able to count.
Oh,
a lot of people. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, we have guys that when we met them were 17,
Okay.
18 years old, and now they're in their 30s, have families, and they're attorneys. We have guys that are
Wow.
attorneys now, school teachers, firefighters, police.
Yes.
You can imagine, just from believing in them and encouraging them to do and finding what's right with them instead of what's
Right.
wrong with them.
That's right.
And they've done great things.
Good. Now, any of them come back and become part of your PowerMentor organization now?
Pretty much everybody stays involved, so that's
Wow.
been pretty much the great thing. So we call it multi-level mentoring. So when
Yes.
guys have been mentored, then they return that and start mentoring others as well.
Wow, that's how you sustain the organization,
Absolutely.
right?
Correct.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Now, so what are the key messages that you want to convey with the audience today?
Well, I would say a number of things. One is one of our keys is modeling positive behavior to
Okay.
people, involving them in very unique, purposeful projects.
Okay.
And with that, for example, we work with refugee populations that have come from amazing challenges, such as in Myanmar, the Karen population.
Uh-huh.
And instead of being victims, they recognize that they can be victors, and
Right.
many of them have had the desire to return back
Yes.
to their countries to help. And that's been amazing, and it's been very empowering for them, and that's the
Right.
most recent trip that we just returned from.
Wow. I love your message, and the thing that I like even more is the positive aspect of your message, right?
Yes.
So instead of view yourself as the victim, now you want them to see themselves as the victors.
Absolutely.
And focus more on helping others instead of sit there and feel sorry for themselves.
That's
I
right.
think that's powerful.
Absolutely.
So let's talk a little bit about your trip to Myanmar.
Okay.
Who is this trip and what exactly do you do in Myanmar?
Sure. So about 4 years ago, some young people from San Diego decided they wanted to maybe become nurses.
Right.
A couple of them wanted to become pilots,
Right.
and a couple of them want to be actually attorneys, and that focus on human rights violations because of what they endured in Karen State, where the Burmese army was doing a lot of things, and a lot of people were killed. And so we asked them when we started, we have a leadership academy, and as they became a part of the leadership academy, we asked them, so if you could do anything in your life, what do you want to do? What's your
Right.
purpose? And they began saying, one day we would actually like to go back and help the people, because there's many people that are there that still need help, and we were fortunate to be able to come here to the United States.
That's right.
And we want to take advantage of the opportunities here. And so they're all
Wow.
going to college. And but we'd like to go back there one day to help people. So we set up this trip as our advanced trip to
Right.
basically kind of scope things out. And so we took a team over there to get to know what were the needs, to network with community-based organizations that are already existing there,
Right.
to see how could we partner with them. And in December we'll be taking another trip for some of the guys that were not able to go on this trip
Right.
because they didn't have their documentation in order,
Right.
that will be able to go in December. And so when we went there, we basically partnered with one of the organizations, is Free Burma Rangers, which has done amazing medical outreach across that region. And so we were able to walk alongside a lot of the teams that they have trained within the jungle areas.
Right.
And the other thing that we did was we were able to conference in our team from San Diego that couldn't make it, and
Right.
we were able to let them speak to large groups of villagers and share with them what they're doing with their lives here, and that they want to return back there to help them one day. So it's very, very empowering.
Yes, and you did that with a combination of technology, I assume, when people have to use Skype or maybe...
That's right, that's right. So we were constantly in touch with them, and in fact, the team from here in San Diego was pretty much directing us. So we went there as ambassadors for them because it's their project, it's their leadership project, so they're kind of letting us know what their goals and objectives are.
Yeah, that's very interesting because, you know, when I tried to run the Build a School, Leave a Legacy program with my Leadership Foundation Academy with the students that I developed in Vietnam, the most common challenge that I face is that kids over there keep telling me, say, hey, nobody ever mentored me, nobody ever told me this thing can be done. Is that your same experience with working with the youth at Myanmar?
Absolutely. We continue to keep in touch with many of the guys that we met there, and they told us how empowering it was just for us to be there for only 2 weeks. And they said, we hope you guys don't forget about us. And it's been amazing to connect the young people from here that now keep in touch with them by Facebook so that they can continue encouraging them, especially the students from a university over there. We connected with them, and so we're going to actually start having some Skype sessions of students from there and college students from here so they can start collaborating over the next few months. So it's very, very empowering.
Yeah. Now, let me ask you a little bit about the political landscape over there, because we know that, you know, Myanmar is not a very political, stabilized nation. So does that make your mission even difficult or even dangerous?
Yeah, it definitely was fragile. Fortunately, there was a ceasefire signed recently. Again, it's still fragile. But we were really solid in navigating through all of that and meeting with the different groups so that they knew what we were doing, so that there were no surprises. So we collaborated with everybody, and we were actually received with open arms from everyone. We met with one of the Karen generals from their military. He was very supportive. In fact, he even gave a message on video to the Karen people here in San Diego, encouraging them to go to college and do good with their life. So everything worked like just amazing. It was absolutely incredible. Couldn't have been better. But we were concerned initially about those challenges.
Now, so where do you get the funding to do all this work?
So there is no paid staff with PowerMentor. Everyone's volunteers. Everyone's professional employees. You know, everybody works for their own needs or financial contributions for whatever we're doing. So pretty much each person had to come up with their own plane ticket, which was about $1,200. As far as everything else, we did provide food, and where we stayed with families there, so we didn't have a lot of cost there. But we do a lot of these projects, and you know, the cost is almost trivial, especially when we come back, and on the flight back, they're all talking about how their lives have been so tremendously impacted, and they come back a completely different person, and they recognize how they were able to actually take on what many would think would be an enormous project and have great outcomes.
Nice. Now, do you plan to do any fundraising or try to get for any donation or even government grant to support some of this work?
We do provide a letter for the individual so that they can seek contributions from people. So if they, you know, PowerMentor is a nonprofit, 501c3, so we do that for people, and we try to find different people that we know that they maybe can't go themselves, and then they will sponsor someone and provide funding to help somebody with their ticket. But to be honest, we don't really focus as much on the financial part of it as much as the logistics, because that's where the greater challenge is. The financial things always seem to work out. You know, we get people to donate. One of the greatest items that they liked over there was the pulsimeter, the oximeter pulse device that you can put on someone's finger and measure their pulse instead of them having to take people's pulse. I mean, it was just, and these are $15 on Amazon. So, you know, it's easy for us to post things that we would need and ask people if you want to just purchase them and send them to us, and we'll take them over there. So we had a good amount of supplies to take there, so we were really grateful for everybody that pitched in to help.
Oh, wonderful. Now, as I understand, most of the nonprofit organizations, the two most challenges that I face is the budget and resources, right? Because try to get people. So what are the specific action that you can suggest a younger viewer that might interested in participate in your program, PowerMentor?
So I would say, you know, for PowerMentor, we are a group of action. So we're definitely not into just sitting around and talking and chatting about life issues. We're into somebody comes up with a problem,
Okay.
then we're saying, well, let's look at what's an alternative, what's a solution.
Great.
And then we're very into, if somebody comes up with a problem, okay, this is now your project, tell us what you need from us.
That's right.
And we'll collaborate with you to help you make this happen. And
Awesome.
a perfect example is
Right.
trips we've taken to El Salvador with a tremendous violence in the gangs over there, to Myanmar and Mexico and other areas. So that's why we really never focus so much on financials, because for us, it's focusing on getting people to commit time, because time is a precious
Yes.
asset. And so for young people to have attorneys, for example, come and meet with them and collaborate on human rights laws across the world is very, very meaningful for
That's
them
right.
as
That's
they
right.
begin to strategize on what they can do. Or for example, when we go to Myanmar and meet with different human rights groups and then tell them, this is so-and-so who's going to school and eventually will be an attorney. Or the pilots, that we don't say,
good.
this is a person that one day thinks they may be a pilot. No, this is so-and-so who's going to be a future pilot.
That's correct.
So we're really into, when someone says they're going to do something, we walk alongside of them.
Yeah.
We help connect the dots.
Right.
We find, for example, pilots, friends of ours that are pilots, and say, can you take these guys up to fly?
Yeah.
So, you know, it's more for us, is more of time than it is financial resources.
I
Most
see.
people, when they get involved and see what's going on, the financials become quickly available
Yeah.
because people want to get involved and
Yep.
they want to support it.
That's wonderful. Now, here's my last question for you. What are the future activities that you foreseen for your PowerMentor organization, let's say for the rest of 2016?
So for 2016, the December trip will be the next big project,
That's
and
right.
it will be larger scale than the trip that
Okay.
we just came back from. And that one, if there are any viewers that are interested, I would say they ought to challenge themselves and consider going.
Okay.
We've had college students for their master's program come on the last trip that did it as a part of their internship, which worked out just incredibly for them. But I would say that people can join us in that way. Or if people say, you know, if there are parents out there that have college students that they feel may not be really purpose driven,
Right.
you know, to give us a holler, because we're really good at facilitating group activities to help groups of college students start asking themselves, am I just going to college just to get the piece of paper?
Right.
Or am I
Right.
really preparing myself for purposeful work to make a positive impact in this world?
Yes.
And that's what we're all about. So we want to help them and support them in that way. And we find that people are much more successful in college when they're doing it purposefully,
That's right.
rather than doing it because they're just told, go to college and you'll have a better life.
Ah, that's interesting. And what is the best phone number or information that people can connect with you?
So the best way is PowerMentor.org, and
PowerMentor.org.
phone number and everything's right there, or they can
Right.
chat with us instantly, and we'll always happy to get right back to them.
All right, thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you as well.
All right. Kính thưa quý vị, để tóm tắt lại cái buổi nói chuyện giữa VNTV và tiến sĩ Kevin LaChapelle là 3 cái điểm chính mà quý vị nên nhớ là khi mà nếu mà mình có con em đang đi học lớp high school hoặc đại học nhưng mà chưa có biết chắc chắn là mình muốn làm cái gì trong cuộc đời, thì cái bao mentor của ông Kevin là cái tổ chức mà các bạn trẻ này có thể tới để tìm ra được cái mục tiêu trong cái cuộc đời của mình. Và cái đó là chuyện rất là quan trọng, tại vì ông Kevin nói là mình không chỉ đi đại học để mà lấy cái mảnh giấy mà nó mảnh bằng, nhưng mà mình phải phục vụ được mọi người, mình phải làm sao cái cuộc sống của mình nó có một cái mục tiêu, một cái mục đích gì đó. Thì đó là cái mission chính, đó là cái mục tiêu chính mà cái tổ chức của ông Kevin rất là muốn giúp tất cả quý vị. Và nếu quý vị nào hay là có con em muốn hợp tác với Kevin thì hãy vô cái website của ông là PowerMentor.org và có thể liên lạc với Kevin. Tóm tắt như vậy thì Jim Thái xin cảm ơn quý vị đã lắng nghe chương trình của chúng tôi và xin mời quý vị theo dõi những chương trình khác.